Hi, I'm Tricia, an organic gardener. I grow organically for a healthy and safe food supply, for a clean and sustainable environment, for an enjoyable and rewarding experience. It's autumn, great time to brew beer. Brewing beer is actually pretty easy, and it only requires a few basic ingredients. This home brew kit contains nearly all the items that you need to make great beer. First and foremost, everything that comes in contact with the beer must be cleaned and sanitized all throughout the process. You'll need a stainless steel pot with 3 gallons of water, and use distilled water if you have chlorinated water as your source, and a kit to make beer. Most kits will contain the malt extract, the grains, the hops, but usually not the yeast. While it's difficult to grow all the ingredients for making your own home brew, there is one thing you can grow yourself: hops. Check out our website for information on growing hops in your garden. We're going to put the grains into the mesh bag, and then we're going to put the mesh bag into the water, and then we're going to turn on the heat. Tie the bag to the side of the pot so that the bottom doesn't touch the bottom of the pot. You want it to hang loosely in the water. Bring the water up to between 150 and 175 degrees. Be careful. Temperatures over 180 will cause the tannins to give the beer an off flavor. We've reached 150 degrees. It's time to turn it off and let it steep for another 30 minutes. 30 minutes is up. It's time to take out the grain and add the malt. Pour the malt extract into the pot and stir it in completely to prevent scorching. At this stage, the mixture is called wort, which is unfermented beer. Now we'll bring the wort to a nice boil, and be careful not to let it boil over. The hops are unique to each beer, so add them based on what your recipe says. We're making a California Pale Ale today. Once the wort has reached a consistent rolling boil, it's time to add the hops. For my Pale Ale, I'm adding hops and setting the timer for 60 minutes. Now the hops is imparting its bitterness to balance out the sweetness of the malt. Don't cover the pot. The 60 minutes is up. Time to take it off the heat and put it in a cold bath of ice. Once your wort cools down to 70 degrees, you're going to strain the liquid into your primary fermenting container. Top off with cool water until you have a total of 5 gallons, and maintain a temperature between 65 and 75 degrees. Try to aerate the beer as much as possible while adding the water. At this stage, oxygen is your friend. Take a small sample and measure the specific gravity of the wort with a hydrometer. This measurement is to figure out the alcohol content, or ABV, alcohol by volume. The last step is to pitch the yeast into the wort. No need to stir. Put the airlock with rubber stopper on, and now the fermentation process begins. During the first couple of days, foam will form. This is referred to as krausen, and sediment will settle to the bottom. This sediment is the hops and protein. Just store your beer in a pantry or similar area. The primary fermentation takes about 2 weeks. For more information about growing your own ingredients for your beer, I recommend this book, The Homebrewer's Garden. So, brew your own beer and grow organic for life.